Hi everyone, it's Shell with Little Acres Creations. So I have a new type of video for my channel, and I was thinking, with the holiday season, it's Christmas, that we always make sweets and treats and things like that. I thought that I would share some of my favorite treats with you guys. So these are cookie dough truffles, and I'm just going to show you how I make them. So you just want a stick of butter, and I use real butter. It needs to be softened. It can be room temperature, or what I like to do is just stick it in the microwave for about 20 seconds just to get it, softened enough. And it can be a little melted, so if you put it in there for too long, then it's okay if it's a little bit melted. Okay, so the next thing we need is brown sugar. And I have a half a cup right here. I'm going to stick that in along with a quarter cup of white sugar and some vanilla. So when I do vanilla, it just says like half a teaspoon. I just kind of eyeball it. I am not a typical measuring cook. So, okay, and it's over here in my KitchenAid mixer. And I'm just going to mix that up, and I'm going to turn off the sound so you guys can't hear that. Okay, and then I have a cup of flour, and just a quarter teaspoon of salt, and just a hint of a dash of cinnamon. So I'm going to start putting that in and working that into my dough. Dry to me to form like a truffle, so I'm going to add a little bit of water. And one tip I have learned is to take your tablespoons and your teaspoons, just your regular spoons, and measure them with your measuring spoons. So like this one, I know is exactly 1 tablespoon if I was to use a measuring spoon. So then you can just grab your regular spoons and use those instead of going directly for the measuring spoons. Just a neat little tip. Okay, and it's almost there. I'm just going to add just a little bit more, maybe half a tablespoon of water. Okay, that looks good. See how it's kind of clumping up? I'm going to pull that off. Put that over here. That looks so good. Okay, and this is your dough. And the reason this is safe is chocolate chip cookie dough truffles. And the reason this is safe to eat is there's no egg in it. So, and I poured in approximately 3/4 of a cup of mini chocolate chips. And I don't like the really, really sweet, so I get semi-sweet chocolate chips, and then we will make these into balls as soon as those are stirred in. Now, if you don't have a mixer, like I have a stand mixer, then you could certainly do all this by hand. It's really, it's so few ingredients. It's not necessary to have a mixer on a stand. You can just stir it together or use a handheld mixer. It works just fine. But I love these, especially around the holidays. I only make them once a year. Okay, so I'm going to stir these together. I'm going to clean up my mess and get ready to make these into balls. Okay, and what I like to use, let's set these right here. what I like to use is just a cookie sheet with a silicone mat in it. But if you don't have a silicone mat, then go ahead and just get a cookie sheet, line it with some wax paper. That will be just fine. I just happen to have this, so I thought I would use it. And I'm just using just a small cookie scoop. Again, if you don't have this, just use, just a tablespoon. And then we're just going to roll these into balls. So I try to do them so they're just bite-sized. That is actually a little bit bigger than what I like to do. Because when I'm having a treat, I kind of like to not feel too guilty about it. So I'm going to try this, I think. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll all of these into balls, and I will be right back. Made 19. They're all rolled into balls, and when I was rolling them, you kind of feel the butter melting. So these are going in the freezer for about 15 to 30 minutes, or just whenever I get back to them, and then we'll bring them back and dip them in. Okay, and here are the chocolate chip cookie dough truffles. And then what I did is I just took my chocolate chips, I melted them in the microwave and covered my truffles with chocolate. And this is a few days later, a couple of days later, because I just didn't get to it, but that's fine. They were frozen. Most of the chocolate, set up really quickly. So I hope you guys give this a try. It was really fun. And again, the recipe will be on my blog at littleacrescreations.com. Thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day.